What's going on, ladies and gents? Dot Connect Wednesdays, episode 42. We are live and direct. Today is a historical moment. This one is called
Hey baby, how you doing, sweetheart?
ETFs
I'm doing fabulous.
Proved. It is official. We are now on the brink of something insane. This is the first time in crypto's history officially that we have institutions, we have big fish in the building legally. Steve, how you feeling over there?
It's kind of a mixed bag of emotions, considering that these guys did nothing. You know what I'm saying? They crucified the industry 2 years ago, and prior to that, they killed it.
Mm-hmm. It's a fact.
And now they found an opening. So listen, guys, I'm gonna just tell you this. It's great for crypto, right? But it's bad overall for people who don't know about cryptocurrency, right? Bitcoin and ETH are huge distractions, right? So if you've been following the university, just figure a play like Helium. You won't hear that play come out of anybody's mouth on the internet outside of this university, right?
Mm-hmm.
Helium Mobile, that ecosystem Helium I gave away 2 years ago. We've been on that, right? What's going to happen is people are only solely going to be focused on this Bitcoin, right? Because even my own mother, she's like, well, how's Bitcoin doing? So this is where we're at in the industry. Okay. So now it's going to be a huge distraction for a lot of people right now, right? The little guys that have $100, $200, they're going to start putting it inside of there. And none of it's going to move really that incrementally like that at that number that you invest in. So the mixed bag is really more so for the next round of ETFs that are going to come out. We're going to be positioned for those, right? Because I don't care for Bitcoin. I don't have a huge bag of it. It don't matter to me, whichever way. But you're going to see ETH ETF. You're going to see XRP ETF. You're going to see Solana ETF. And then you're going to get the mixed bags, right? You're going to have the guys who, they might even do a Solana ecosystem ETF. Okay. You're going to probably see DePIN ETFs. This is when you start to understand the other sectors of the industry now. Okay. Because these guys, they have their hands in it. The Mike Novograds, the Mark Cubans, the Michael Rubins, who else we got? Kevin O'Leary, huge Solana ecosystem investor. So that's going to be their gateway and their introduction to everything else besides Bitcoin that these guys have more to capitalize on than actual Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is costing these guys, nobody's getting Bitcoin at $1 the way that they were giving ETH out to these dudes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they have more money that they could make in the Solana ecosystem than they would in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And they have to put out far less. You understand? So now you're going to start to see the crypto influencers coming out the woodworks. Remember, I told you about these guys, right? The Bitcoin Rodneys, those type of guys right there. And how ironic. And I'm not saying that it's true or not. That's what the reports are. But I'm just telling you that you have to be very careful right now with the amount of people that are going to come inside of your inbox trying to sell you something, or just watch the amount of guys that have the knowledge or the so-called knowledge in cryptocurrency right now. And I'm all for it, whatever, But what I would urge you guys to do is definitely go back to any influencer social media and start to look at the track record, right? Go to their YouTube pages and see if they ever even talked anything about cryptocurrency before. Okay? Because they're going to entice you guys with all types of shit. They're going to lead with lifestyle marketing. They're going to tell you, I told you so. That ain't it. So we just getting cooking. And I'm just telling you that this Bitcoin situation is huge for the industry. Like Champ said, I didn't think they were going to approve it without stablecoin regulations, but at this point, it's just the entire system is clearly corrupted. So we're going to see a ton of money pouring in. We know what the cycles are, right? Everybody benefits when Bitcoin goes up. You understand? And then what it's going to have it do is it's adding validation to the industry, but the people that are going to make the real wealth aren't the ones that are going to invest in these ETFs. Okay? Because they're not taking any risk at that point. They don't have to buy it. They don't have to store it. They don't have to secure it. They have no ownership in Bitcoin. You understand? So what Kathy Woods and the Vanguards, what all these guys are going to do is they're going to wrap product and services around the ETF. Okay. So they're going to start to have a, they're going to start to create a, we call it DeFi. I don't know if they'll adopt that name. Probably not. But they're going to start to lend or borrow against that asset. You understand? And that's where it's going to get crazy. That's what you have to follow. So when you're watching Mark Cuban, selling off the team and still keeping the ownership, the structure in place, but cashing out, right? This is the space that this guy's entering because he did this in the 90s. This is how he became a billionaire the first time when he was part of an emerging tech movement. So with Mark Cuban, I've been following him for a while in this industry. What they did was they were playing around in a whole lot of ecosystems. Even some of them, I was just like, yo, they're going to get burnt. And they got killed in them. You know what I'm saying? But and the reason why he's so nonchalant about it is because he was in there collecting data. That was it. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they'll be all right. Losing a couple M's here and there, it's not a big deal to them. But the next positions that they're about to get into, I'm telling you guys, if you were positioned with us for the last couple of years and you bought in at these entries that you bought in at, to never be seen again. Trust me, when your stomach hurts and you're trying to buy XRP for 60 cents and you mad because you got a 2-cent entry or a 7 or a 10, the days of that is over. Like, trust me when I tell you this. So the ETFs are just bringing validation to the industry. The crypto's a scam situation. We could bury that one. Okay, it's definitely here to stay. The other thing you have to pay attention to is the way that they were talking about the banking industry during that time. This is a hedge against the banking industry right now. You understand? These guys their money's tied up in the stuff too. And even if they own the banks, you got JP Morgan, you got guys selling off bank stock shares right now because they know what's about to happen. You understand? So when they talk about a flight to safety, a flight to security, all types of stuff, it's telling you what's about to happen to the financial system and the landscape in America. Actually, the world. You know what I'm saying? Mark my words today. I just want to open up with this one. There's going to be no industry bigger than the DePIN industry, right? Again, I'm telling you, everybody's going to be talking about Bitcoin. Do not pay mind to that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're going to go buy 4 or 5 of these whole things. And I don't care if that thing runs up to $250,000. I'm just telling you that thing cannot support the future of finance. Okay. We've always told you that product is a hedge against inflation. That product is everything they said about crypto is everything that they're going to do with that product. Hide money, store value. You can't do shit with Bitcoin. And you'll be wild to even buy cups of coffee and other little stuff with it. This is crazy. We've watched other countries adopt it as currency and we watched it fail. You know what I'm saying? Merchants, one day it's this price, next day it's that price. Nobody can keep up with it. Bitcoin is kind of a little wild. You know what I'm saying? So, hats off to everybody that was invested in that project from the beginning. It's about to get crazy on that side, but I'm just telling you that that project is nothing more than a psyop that's going to distract you from really understanding what cryptocurrency is. Okay? It's just dominant because it was the first and it has the most compelling story. It's just like it's part 2 of the Jesus Christ story. Whatever you want to believe. Santa Claus, it's third behind Santa Claus, maybe, but it's up there. So when I tell you that in 2024, the DePIN industry, okay, decentralized, infrastructure network. All right. I've been studying this industry for a while now. I have released a couple projects to the university. It is because I'm a tangible guy, so it is one of those industries that I see. And guys, I'm a business whisperer, and I'm telling you, when I deep dive into those projects and the things that I'm seeing, DeepIn is going to be what replaces a lot of careers and jobs that are going to go away due to the future of finance and artificial intelligence, right? So now the reason that DeepIn is going to be bigger is because it not only combines cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but artificial intelligence is integrated within every single system. You understand? So if I'm telling you that I'm making money with my cell phone right now because of DeepIn, I'm making money with my wireless service in my house because of DeepIn, I'm making money with antennas that I have around the United States because of DeepIn, right? So I'm playing all aspects of it. Not only am I a user, but I'm also a contributor. Okay. When I drive my car, I make money with DeepIn. When I walk, I make money with DeepIn. When I talk, I make money with DeepIn. You see where I'm going with this? So I'm telling you to only focus on that for 2024, even if you don't rock with our products that we put out. Okay. I don't think there's going to be a group out there that's going to touch us at all. The part about DeepIn and getting involved in it in 2024 is it's nothing more than accumulation right now. You follow me? That's the whole name of the game. This ain't, it's not NFT. We taught you guys that. I told you to stay away from it, but if you needed to make money in NFTs 2-3 years ago during the pandemic, you get on the white list, you be the first, you get up out of there. That's how it worked. But with the DeepIn situation, the reason why it's going to be one of the most valuable sectors in the world is because it's going to show you the advancement of where technology is going. And what do I mean by that, right? And guys, you have to understand, we could attack this from many different ways, right? So accumulation, one, adding to the network by buying product, right? Infrastructure network product. That's one. Being a user, okay? And actually, spot calls, just actually holding the project. Sometimes you might fare better with that if you don't have a whole lot of capital to be dealing with hardware and things like that. The reason why I'm telling you it's the most important sector in cryptocurrency is because it's what's going to replace every industry that you know to man right now is going to be under attack with these new companies. Okay. So I'll give you an example. When I'm driving my car, there's particular devices that you could put inside the car that's going to give you data about your vehicle. And there's a ton of them out here, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm picking the best of the best, and then I'm following the partnerships, I'm following the integrations, I'm just following the technology. Okay. So once you go down that path, right? Now I get in my car, I'm able to get real-time data on my car, gas mileage, any check engine light that comes on. It gives you every single thing that you need, and you don't have to share it with any one of the companies. You can keep it totally private and keep it to yourself at the end of the day. You figure on average, your diagnostic charge for when you go to a mechanic is usually around $100, and then they might say, we'll add it to we'll take it off the charge, right? When you come back for the work. So that whole entire industry the landscape of it is going to change. Okay. So I'm gonna give you two examples of what's going to happen with this situation. Actually, three. The first one is Ford came out the other day, and we know that Tesla has the auto, what's the stuff called? Repo. Okay. So Ford is coming out with auto repo technology inside the car, self repo technology, right? So they're going to turn the heat off on your car first in the wintertime. That's one. They're going to have music blaring through the speakers that you can't control. That's two. This is all if you owe money now. Now just think about it. And then they're going to finally pull the car from your driveway and drive it to whatever repo centers that they're going to have around. Okay. So this is what's coming. And Tesla already has the same technology already built into the vehicles. So now when you're playing in that world, you gotta, it's twofold, right? Because they're going to pass certain laws to kind of force this electric stuff down our throats. and then the ones that could afford the carbon credits. And we told you there's a huge blockchain. You can't have carbon credits without blockchain technology. I said that 2 years ago. You're going to start to see that transpire. So for all my VIPs, we're going to start to talk about the carbon credit situation because it's up from here.
Yep.
I'm just telling you that the cryptocurrency and blockchain technology right now is a parallel to the world that you live in right now. So what these guys are going to do is they're going to duplicate everything that you see happening in the real world, and they're going to create a new industry, and nobody is leading the charge in the industry right now. You understand? Everybody on this call probably definitely has more knowledge if you tapped into university than 95% of the entire world. This is how valuable this community is right here. Everybody I speak to, because I have we have some great partnerships coming up, and people are reaching out now, and they're just like, listen, the educational sector in cryptocurrency is it's wide open. You understand? So even from that standpoint, so I'm going to teach you guys how to create your own bootcamp 101, how to train people on it, how to make money on it. I don't even care about them being students for me now at this point. Okay, so there's going to be packages where you could just run off and you could teach certain sectors that you're good at. You got to follow our protocol, though. Don't be out here, embarrassing us. You're not going to use our logo, right, but just do the right thing. Okay. So knowledge is going to be one of the number one sectors in cryptocurrency. That's why I tell you guys to be careful when guys are out here talking some crazy shit. You guys could already identify it, but the masses won't be able to identify it. All right. So with the depend situation, you got the self-repoing of the vehicles. That's on the dark side of things, right? So if you're on the smart side of things and you're able to get these devices right now, and these things don't cost damn near anything. Okay. What happens is the technology in those industries that are tied to the vehicle are all open source, meaning me and you can create businesses around the technology. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys a real world example. And I don't have a patent or nothing. It's just what comes out of my head. And this is how I'm going to analyze every single depend project that I give you guys. And this is how I've been analyzing them. So when you have data coming from the car that could take the car, now we have to look at every industry that's associated with your car. Okay. Gas industry, the insurance industry, the car wash industry. You see where I'm going with this? Now you can start connecting the vehicle with industries now. These are multi-billion-dollar industries, guys. This is wide open right now. Free game. So for the insurance industry, you know what's going to happen? For the ones that are smart, they're going to stop paying a fixed monthly insurance premium. Right? Because you call, it's like, it's $3,000 for the year. You don't even know how they come up with this shit. Right? The problem is when people are running scams and doing all sorts of other stuff and getting into accidents and fake claims, this is how they validate the constant price increase of product. So if you knew about the Helium Mobile situation, I went from $200 and something for a family of 4 to $80 for a family of 4. You see where I'm going with this? Do you see the times that we're entering right now? Everything is about, 1, saving $1 for most households in America. And 2, it's about the fact that these companies are allowing people to make money with these devices. So I said this 2 years ago, and I'm coming back with it again. Death to the boardrooms. There is that boardroom situation where guys, you got to make money for the board. That's done. I say the next 5 years, no company is raising capital and losing control of their companies when they can restructure the way they do business and involve the actual consumer. You understand? Now, if you're getting paid from a social media website and this is where you're getting good traffic and you're not being shadow banned and everything, we got to start going where we're celebrated, guys, not where we're tolerated.
Facts.
You understand? So I'm urging you guys to start making the mental shift first. Okay? This is why I opened up the year with the planning and the preparation. This is why that's going to continue to be, self-improvement is going to be one of the things that we lead with, because all them dudes are going to be talking crypto to y'all. Y'all go out there and have fun with that shit. It's all on our YouTube page, right? That's all they're going to do. They're going to go to the YouTube and they're going to get stuff and regurgitate stuff. They're not even going to create it. They're going to go in Chat GPT and they're going to do all the fakeness.
Thanks.
That's what's going to happen, right? They'll never have a debate with anybody about anything. They'll only talk about Bitcoin and ETH. They're going to lead with those two and XRP. Okay. So when you start hearing that, that's the first signal. We're on the deep end side. So back to insurance. there's new insurance carriers right now in this industry that are creating it's kind of a pay per drive model. So if your car is sitting, which most people are working remote now, then your car is not really high risk at that point. So artificial intelligence is going to now calculate usage, calculate risk, right? Champs driving in Atlanta during rush hour could be risky as opposed to a rural area where there's little to no traffic. They're going to have all this data in real time. So now what you pay in insurance, those $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 insurance premiums per year, that's out the door. That's dead. We were just getting killed because we had no options. You understand? Now there's some new players in town. So you're going to be put into, there's going to be two worlds. They're going to first start with the reward system first. Okay. I don't even go to the reward side. I don't care about that. You got to sit in the dark side of what this technology is able to do. So on the dark side of the car being able to do whatever it wants is you won't have heat in the winter. You'll be listening to craziness that'll probably just have you like not even being able to operate the car. And then eventually the car just won't even be there. So that means they're going to be linked to what? The financing companies, the insurance companies, right? But these people are going to, we have an opportunity right now to seize a big chunk of this playing field. Okay. So I'm not here to just teach you projects about other people. I'm here to build projects with the community, right? And introduce it to the world because we're all educators at the end of the day. The level of information and knowledge that you have in cryptocurrency right now supersedes the entire world population. That's all Champ and I did for the last 2 years. There's nothing bigger than this. We've been saying it, right? All right, cool. So now the insurance company, there's going to be guys that are going to be able to use artificial intelligence to know who's driving, who's not, what's high risk, what's not. This car's sitting in the garage, and then it starts to take off and your bill starts to dwindle. Is that not a future insurance company that doesn't start with Progressive or Geico or, these guys, they chewed enough. Yeah. They chewed enough. I'm not saying they're not going to pivot. I'm just telling you that they're behind the 8 ball because they don't even see the tsunami that's coming right now. They don't fully see it. All right. Champ and I see it because we've touched it all. We've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars dealing in this industry right here. To only go into teaching, it's not as lucrative then than it will be now, possibly, right? So, guys, if you have a computer with storage on it, I'm going to show you how to make money with that. If you link a hard drive to it, I'm going to show you how to make money with that. If you walk, if you run, if you work out, I'm going to show you how to make money with that. Every single aspect of your life. I mean, there's literally things tied to like cups to tell you how much water, like just data. This is the name of the game. The biggest commodity in the world right now, present time, and moving into the next 10 years is going to be data. You understand? The reason why it's the perfect storm is because with artificial intelligence, it can process data at the speed of light and give you exactly what you need. Okay? So they don't need programmers for this. So this is why I would say in the next 3 years, if you position yourself right now, DeepIn is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry in a short period of time. Because these are real projects. Name me another project in cryptocurrency that's actually making money right now. Give me a project that's making money right now. Like that legit have people paying a month after month subscriptions. How many of them do you know?
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying? I know 15 of them already. I've only given you guys one. How many people ate on that one? Just put a 1 in the chat if you made some money on it. And that one's just getting started. That one's just getting cooking. You see what I'm saying? So DeepIn, because I'm not a worker, right? I work for myself. But DeepIn is one of those situations that can change the course of someone who's looking to get out of their industry, or if somebody's attached to an industry that's about to expire. So when I talk to all my capital raising guys who showing people how to get money and I'm asking them questions, I'm like, yo, where's everybody what are they putting the money into? So for all my guys with the Airbnbs, I can show you 10 products right now that you can put inside of your Airbnb right now that can make you money on top of what you're already doing in that existing business, whether you're thriving or you're dying, right? Because there's two sides to Airbnb right now. There's a lot of thriving cities and there's a lot that's just not seeing the travel like that. Same thing with my guys for Turo. Talking to y'all, I'm just letting you know. There's product right now that you can put inside of your fleet of vehicles, multiple products where you can generate tokens at an entry level that are all going to boom. Listen, I've watched projects go from $0 to $50 million in market cap. What's Dogecoin at? What's Shiba Inu at right now in market cap? Upwards of 50, if not more now, right? I'm watching products that are changing the way I do business or not, right? With nowhere near the market cap. So that means if you put anywhere near that amount of money inside of those projects, you're talking about $5, $6 coins right now. And you can't tell me everybody at the university doesn't have at least 20,000 of these things if you execute it with me. At least 20,000. So when I tell you that DPIN is going to change the way that we live our lives in the world, I can't stress that enough, guys. So here's the part, and here's the idea, okay? We have all this data sitting for car users, right? Here's a project. You take the data from the car, you connect it to the mechanics, and you connect it to the part supply, okay? Signal goes off on Wayne's car. It tells Wayne that he needs his brakes, whatever the part is. It automatically gets sent. So when Wayne sets up his profile, he'll automatically set up his home mechanic to always get the data instantly, right? Because this is what happens. When you start to own your data, you start to give it to whoever you want to give it to. Because where's our data now?
Nobody knows.
And what's being done with it? I mean, clearly, you know, we're being targeted to spend money with our data. You say something, you go to your phone, it's there. How convenient. Okay? So if you don't want to learn how to make money off your data, you can just get off the call right now. This just ain't for you. Just go buy some Bitcoin. It's going to run. And get ETH too. ETH be $3,500 by next week. I'm seeing that one. I'm telling you, ETH is going to run like nobody's business right now. Coinbase, Riot, Prince, bring me your phone. Matter of fact, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So my kids have a green light card and they're able to buy stocks through there. So I bought them all the any stock that's associated with Bitcoin and mining right now on the stock exchange right now is going to boom. Straight up. Okay. Here's the idea. So Wayne has he started his mechanic, and then I'm going to connect the system with mechanics in his area. So the minute that car gives off that signal, it gets pushed out to 4 or 5 people on the mechanic side. Mechanics use a system to come up with pricing. Okay. It'll tell them, oh, it's going to take about an hour and a half and you got to move this, you got to move that. That's how all mechanics work for the most part. Right. And then if they're $44 an hour, $55, whatever they are, they multiply by that. And that's what comes up with that price point. Okay. So once we push this system, this information out to the system now, how valuable is that to other mechanics who want to bid on your job for you? Not only are they going to bid, they're going to come, they could even pick the car up, or at some point the car is going to drive itself to the mechanic for you. I'm just telling you, let's start looking at it the way that it's really going to happen. So you don't have to do anything. Now it pushes out. Wayne looks at it. He gets 5 quotes from 5 mechanics, and he's like, let me go with that guy. And then you get all the rating system too, right? Because now we got to hold you guys accountable. Right? Nobody's getting on the system without know your KYB, know your business.
Know your business, yeah.
That's new. Write that down. Know your business. You know why I found out about know your business?
Through DPINs?
No. Through on-ramping, on and off-ramping. Open up the screen. Let me share something with them.
Gotcha. My bad. I thought I had did that already. My bad, y'all. All right, you good?
All right, check this out. This is listen. This
Hello.
still is it's still in a work in progress, but this is Skyton Pay, right? This is where you come to buy your cryptocurrency. All right. We're probably days away from launching this situation, but I just wanted to show you this. So as I was going through this with my designer, I started to I'm looking at other integrations and things that we're going to be adding to it. So eventually we're going to be on and off ramp. Okay. So you can go to Coinbase if you want. You can go to crypto.com if you want. I'm just telling you that we got something here, two small guys, who came together to just create something.
Let's go.
Okay. So as I'm going through this, I'm seeing KYB, right? And I'm like, oh shit, know your business, right? The reason I'm seeing this is because when they're putting us through the application process, we're going through KYB. Okay. So there's a whole industry being built out behind the scenes that you guys aren't even aware of. And I'm just finding out about a lot of the situations because the minute that you let Steve inside of a room, Steve is analyzing everything, unlike most people. I'm scanning. I've seen everything before I've come in, and I already know where I'm going to position myself. This is exactly how I'm seeing this situation right here. I'm just special when it comes down to that sort of situation. So, prime example, we had, I don't know if Kevin's on here, but he told a story of I guess one of his workers or employees at his business. He put them on the helium. They were accumulating so much helium that the guy saw $200-300 and he wanted to cash out on it, but he doesn't know how to cash out on it because he doesn't know cryptocurrency. You understand? These are the guys that are going to fall for everything and lose everything. Oh, I'll give you 2 XRP for one. Brad Garlinghouse speaking on artificial intelligence the other day. Yo, this shit is about to get nutty out here. Do not move your crypto around. You know what I'm saying? Without checking into the university first. We didn't come all the way this way to just be giving the stuff up now. I did that so you guys don't have to.
Facts.
Straight up. If we sold you anything, it was protection. At the end of the day, we're probably bigger than Trojan out here in the crypto world. Straight up. You know what I mean? So with that said, where was I at? Got a lot going
Talk
on.
about know your business. So
know your business, right? So now we're going to know the mechanics because they have to follow a particular protocol, and then we're going to know the parts company and the supply company. So now you're gonna be able to cut out all that commission that people are charging. We're going direct now. This is what this whole industry is about. It's about cutting out the middleman. So if you want to keep having somebody in between you, in you, and all that other stuff, then stay in that old system. You're going to get everything that you deserve because they've been fucking with us. Okay. So now that this system hits, Wayne, your car goes off, boom, boom, information is sent. Instantly, you get information back. The parts over here, it's this price. Okay, Wayne's going to go with his mechanic, presses one button.
You talk about starting your own exchange.
Now you got to mute up. So now Wayne gets back his quote. Wayne's situation is on the blockchain. So what's he going to do? He already has his payment set up. So smart contract is already built into the program. That's going to say when I go to pick up this car and we do this final transaction, we press button, everything's accepted, all things done in real time. How many times do you think these mechanics took us for a ride? Because I've never saw a part. I don't look at the old parts. They do whatever with it. They actually make money on the old parts. They send it off and they refurbish them.
Yep.
So now they still fucking with us, guys. We still not getting our right chew out here. And if anybody knows me, I get as close to the source as possible if I'm not the plug most of the time. And if I got to go through people, I'm running through people, and not in a bad way. I'm just telling you that I don't talk to the first customer service person. I get it all the way back to America. That's how relentless I am. So that's the product, guys. The product can offer you a way to simplify one aspect of your vehicle. One. I got 100 aspects to that vehicle play right there. So not only would DPIN show you what the future's like, guys, we're going to be the only ones being able that are going to be able to afford these cars because you trust me, clothes, everything you're going to lease in life, everything. You understand? People just won't have it to own it. So I'm just telling you that anybody that's been invested in cryptocurrency prior to today and even going into probably another year, and if you take it serious and you start to look at this as a true asset class, those are going to be the wealthiest people in the world. You understand? So the numbers are going to change instantly. So that millionaire status situation we're talking about, that's not even middle class in the next 3 years. You understand? Because the 1% broke away from the 1% 4 times already. So just think about that. They've already started to split at that top now. So that means there's low-lying fruit sitting somewhere. Okay? So when you look at this industry right here, guys like Charlie Munger ain't here no more, so he's done. And rest his soul, not like that. I'm just telling you that there is an old guard that's still talking about gold and silver and all this other stuff. They'll pay that shit no mind. I'm completely out of those assets moving forward. I'm not touching them. Okay.
Yeah.
What I want from the university is I want to form partnerships in all of these industries. Why? Because if we all are looking at them, we all are invested in them, not only as users, but as contributors, as miners, as farmers, like whatever they're gonna call us. We take that title with us. You understand? We need to create product that's going to be tied to it for our community. You understand where I'm going? We can create it for everybody, but I'm just telling you that just imagine how far behind our community is. I've never heard so much in the last 3 years about, oh, the first African-American, the first Black, and I'm like, what kind of stories are these? There's no way I could believe that we're the first we created all this shit. What are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Oh, by 2053, the net worth is going to be zero. I told y'all that already. Not if I have something to do with this. And the only thing that's going to save people it is this technology. That's the only thing that's going to save people right now. Nothing else is going to come and offer this much upside. No other industry. Those industries are failing. The stock market is done. The landscape of that is done in the sense of how you see it traditionally with the way that you own shares. You're going to own NFTs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Champ told you it's all about tokenization. That's a whole nother industry. But I'm telling you, the industry that we're going to make the most wealth in is going to be DePIN. It is the easiest one for you to wrap your head around. So when these guys are mapping cameras through the roads, okay, understand, if there's a down tree somewhere, because of DePIN, you'll be able to alert in real time to systems that can deploy in real time. You understand? And just because you were part of an ecosystem and you were building these networks in prime areas, you get rewarded for that. Because time does what? It saves what?
Money.
And when you X the middleman out of the equation, it does what? Create more what?
Increases your profitability.
And how fast do you have to wait for your profits to come in and clear?
Nearly 0 seconds.
Y'all see where I'm going with this?
Let's go.
So if you think these guys at the top are making money now with this old antiquated system, just wait. Ticketmaster, dead. StubHub, dead. Dead. Old. Every time I buy a ticket, I'm like $20 in fee. I'm like, what do y'all just do?
Yeah.
What did you do for me right now? There's a changing of the guard that's about to happen right now. You know what I'm saying? So you guys could all be positioned to teach people in various sectors. DePIN, you go to the gym, I'll give you another idea. And I had this idea a long time ago. I'm just pulling shit out the woodworks now. I pull all my old stuff out the woodworks, and all of it makes sense for today because of the technology, right? So I had one where we were putting sensors on the gym equipment. Why does that make sense? Because when you go to the gym, a lot of guys don't like they want to know who's at the gym. and how many people are there, whatever. So in real time, everything could tell you exactly, with Champ's workout that he builds out, if he needs the press machine, this machine, they could tell him in real time when that machine is going to be available, if it's available right now, how many reps this dude has left. Like, this is what's about to happen, guys.
Oh, he's spitting. He talking that talk right now. I don't think they're hearing you right now.
All right, just keep letting them sleep. Keep buying Bitcoin. This is an old idea. I gave you guys FX1 Sports the other day. When you start to tie artificial intelligence to the gambling industry, the sports industry, yo, how many verticals do you think they could run through that situation? When you watch a boxing match, you're no longer playing against FanDuel and those guys. That industry's dead. Those guys are on borrowed time because these new companies are giving you 100 data points to bet on. So when you watch Crawford and whoever fight next, or Spence, and you could bet in between, there's peer-to-peer betting, meaning the AI is already 95% accurate. So I don't care about the outcome of the fight. I just want to bet on who's going to throw the most punches, who's going to throw the most power punches, who's going to land them. Think about the amount of betting data points that are going to happen every fucking second. That's where Mark Cuban's going. That's where Michael Rubin's going. They're going to the gaming and gambling sector. 67% of the population in America play video games. We told you guys, play to earn. Another $1 trillion sector. You could have your kids are spending this time doing nonsense. You better have them making some money. It's that plain and simple, because it's going to cost us too much to live. So you're going to have to find creative ways to make it. Mm-hmm. And I'm grappling with the price in my head because I'm like, this is beyond tuition. Right? Because now what did they say the other day? They know companies aren't hiring. They don't care about bachelor degrees and all that other shit. Now what? So the educational system's dead. So what are you teaching the kids now to do? We got a trading course coming up for kids in February. From the ages of 5 to 17. It's free. We're going to keep that going. Okay. My kids are already learning how to make money with their phone every day. They're coming to me as they're data mapping. While they're at school, they're earning.
Straight up.
You could tie the shit to the dog collar and that would make money. Better if you have a cat, right? Because them cats you could let out and they go wherever they go. So you could put some deep pin on them dudes and they over here mapping. Now, you laughing, but I'm just telling you, Steve's also a hustler at heart.
Yeah.
Right? Steve just don't hug one block. He could touch many things because he's creative in the way that he thinks. I didn't really come on here to talk about Bitcoin. I don't care about that. That just validates us. This is chaining day right now. You know what I'm saying? But when that XRP ETF comes out, now we're talking. All y'all with them 40 and 25 cent entries and some of my early guys, watch what they do with that one.
You got Vantage on that XRP ETF thing?
No, listen, there's an XRP hedge fund right now that's being built out. Listen, guys, the amount of money and the part that, understand, these guys were making money in the old system that wasn't really connected to the world. You understand? So when you're watching the NBA global, start to see every sports franchise, everybody's going global right now, right or wrong?
Yeah, everybody.
When I showed you in the last 2 years, every major artist has been selling their catalogs and they've been cashing out in a down economy. Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think they're doing that?
Liquid capital. They need that liquidity.
No, they're dumb. Right? But why do you think somebody's paying them top dollar for that situation right there?
Oh, they about to monetize that data and all that stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so they're going to tokenize and they're going to break it down into 1 million pieces and make everybody happy, because that's all we want to do. We want to think about how enamored we are by celebrities. Imagine when you start to own celebrity paraphernalia or music and things like that. Listen, I'm done. Champ, rock them out. Give them the 1% situation at the end. I'm going to celebrate the night.
All right, let's get it.
So now I'm going to dinner tonight. I'm going to chill. I've been telling y'all this, man. They not hearing me, so I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Got me?
I got you. I hear you loud and clear. Hey, go enjoy that. I got him from here.
Send me some Bitcoin, man. Anybody got Bitcoin out there?
Listen, I got you. It's on the
You
way.
got me? Give me two of those.
I
Two of
got you.
them.
As soon as we end the call, let's get it.
Listen, I love every single one of y'all. I'm just telling y'all, don't be dumb. And I say that with love, right? Champ, grab him by the neck. Leave that Bitcoin shit alone. It's dumb.
Yeah, we ain't on that.
All right, just checking.
My guy.
Love you, brother.
Love you more, bro. Y'all enjoy that.
My guy.
So listen, I'm glad that Steve kind of bombed on y'all because this set the tone for the second half, right? I'm not gonna keep y'all long, but this was the perfect segue. So Steve was talking about ETFs. Here's the crazy part. Let's start it like this. Who has been dealing with a legal lawsuit for years for no absolute reason? What company? Somebody drop it in the chat for me. Hello, Ripple. What asset does Ripple use? It's Ripple, y'all, not to confuse it with XRP. What asset does Ripple use in their cross-border payment solutions for banks and institutions and things like that? Drop it in the chat. That's XRP, absolutely. So now think about this. Steve just mentioned ETFs. So I was honestly thinking, because Steve mentioned this a couple calls ago. He was like, yo, I could see it. I could see them taking a whole bunch of assets, wrapping them up in ETFs, and then presenting them. That way you give people who aren't already in the industry, you give them access to these assets, right? Or these quote unquote securities. Because an ETF is the registration. Basically, it's the securitized version of an asset, right? Follow me. What bugged me out that everybody is missing on this, and I'm about to do some deep diving myself, right? But I just want to turn y'all light bulbs on. In order for you to have an ETF, you have to do what? You have to register it with the SEC. The form that you have to use to register the security with the SEC is the 8A form. If XRP was just designated to not being a security, how can we have a XRP ETF? How can we have a ETF for something that's deemed a commodity, a digital asset? It's a currency. This is basically a form of money. You can't, right? Unless they just come up with something that is just absolute, way over the top. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because XRP is different. It's built different. So this whole time while we've been telling y'all, XRP is the one. Everybody was just focused on, yo, the price ain't moving. I get DMs right now to this very moment. Yo, I got XRP right now. Bitcoin is the only thing that's moving. Why is it that, XRP not doing what it's supposed to do? This thing is useless. This is the DMs that I get. And now, mind you, these are people who aren't doing any research whatsoever. They're only looking at price. If you took the boot camp, what was one of the sections that we provided for you? Price versus value, right? The reason we did that, we foreseen it. We knew ahead of time that people are only fixated and focused on money. They want to know and see how an asset moves. They always correlate something being super, super valuable simply because of the way that the price moves up and down, right? That's volatility. That has nothing to do with value. That's volatility. Now, the crazy part about that is I'm sitting here saying to myself, what is the only asset in cryptocurrency that has regulatory clarity, that has been determined that it is not a security? What is it? XRP, right? It's not in security. It's a asset. It's a commodity. So if something is a commodity, they're already telling you this joint already got the designation it needed. It's way different than every other asset. So one, we gave you that gem for free. And the reason why I even wanted to mention that is because I'm now starting to see it on the news. Everybody is talking about these ETFs that's about to come. But the one thing that they forgot to mention is what is something that everybody talks about that still doesn't have clarity. And it's two assets. One was the reason for today's call. That was Bitcoin, right? The Bitcoin ETF got approved. What's the other one? ETH. ETH is still a security. By definition, Ethereum had an ICO. But you're seeing right now, you're seeing Joe Lubin and all these guys rallying, trying to go on mainstream CNBC visits and things like that. And they're talking about Ethereum and what's to be expected with these upcoming ETFs. Listen, it's okay for them to be talking about ETFs because they're already securities. They only got the fake pass because of the corruption of the SEC. You know what I mean? The corruption of Joe Lubin. These guys had their hands in the pot. All that was corruption, manipulation. So everybody that's in the 1%, you guys already know what time it is. And you might want to revisit that call just so you can, really grasp and understand what was going on. But that ETHgate story, I told that story with passion for a reason. Because it was going to bring you guys up to speed for days like this. And I know that we got a ton of people that's here with the university. I know that there's people who haven't joined the 1% and some people who haven't joined the VIP. Do me a favor in the chat right now. I want you to drop a 1 if you have not joined the 1%. If you are not in the 1%, drop a 1 in the chat. All right. So I'm seeing a bunch of 1s, and that's perfect. So I got a treat for y'all. So on the strength of this today, this event, this is historical. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm actually excited, but I know what comes with this, right? What's going to happen is there's a tsunami of money, of capital that's about to come into the space. BlackRock right now has allocated about $2 billion, $2 billion that they're about to put into Bitcoin itself because they got the approval for this ETF. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make history with this ETF. They want this to be recorded as the best performing ETF ever, right? So that's just one company, one big fish that's coming in here with that type of bread. Then you got Van Eck, you've got 21 shares with ARK. They're coming in, these guys are coming in with 500 million, right? It's a multitude of chunks of bread that are all coming in here. So the reason we are preparing you guys, it's over for that whole Bitcoin and ETH just talk, right? It's deeper than those two assets. Those two assets, listen, I applaud them. The only reason I applaud them is because they was the first out of the gate. They were the ones that conditioned everybody. These were basically like the psyops. Now, Bitcoin and ETH are really going to be altcoins. They're going to be secondary to the utility that's about to happen. So inside the 1%, we laid out is over 20 projects in there that are solving real world problems. And these projects have yet to move, right? This is what it's about. New messaging system is already on deck. Mass adoption is coming right now. You have a ton of bread coming into the space right now. So between now and 2030, understand it is going to be about utility. 99% of these projects are going to die. I cannot stress this enough. Today is the day, right? Today is the day. You understand truly. If you aren't in the 1% and you don't know what these projects are, you have two choices. And I'm going to help you with that. We have a product that's the 1%. And this is not salesy. I'm just giving you guys a gem just because of this. This was Steve's idea, but as soon as we got the news that it was officially approved. Steve said, listen, we have to make this affordable. We know that people are going to want to be in the 1%, but some people just don't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm giving you guys right now a super gem. The boot camp is $2,997. I'm taking off $1,997 for only the first 10 people. I'm going to drop the link and I'm going to give you guys the discount code. When you get the discount code, you enter it in on the checkout screen and it's going to take off almost $2,000. You have to get into the 1%, guys. You have to. You have to. Because once this bull run starts and they end up, one, regulating the stable coins, Bitcoin itself is either going to crash, or what they're going to do is these institutions, they're going to take Bitcoin out of play. And this is another thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about. So before I even get into that, here's the link. And this is it's live now. The first 10 people get access to this. The discount code is in the chat, along with the link. Listen, what these guys are planning to do, and you could call it conspiracy theory, whatever, right? Even with today's announcement from Gary Gensler, it was super lackluster. He came out, he released the statement after they had dropped the PDF showing that all 11 ETFs had been approved, right? Right after he did the statement, right? He said nothing. He was quiet. He was silenced, right? The SEC didn't put anything out, right? Because what happened was initially yesterday, these things were quote unquote approved. Then moments later, we find out that the SEC website was hacked, allegedly. And then after they say it was hacked, they regained control of their Twitter account literally 10 minutes after that. And we had to wait until today, an additional 24 hours, to find out that everything was officially proved. So what I'm looking at, right, and this is my data, this is my data point. This ain't a reflection of the university. I'm just speaking for Champ right now. So what I saw was these institutions are all doing spot ETFs on Bitcoin, right? This is going to bring institutions in here to regulate Bitcoin. When you regulate something like that, that means you're going to basically stop that high volatility, right? Those big price swings of going up and then dropping right back down. So even if these guys that now Bitcoin has a fixed supply, so it's scarce. When you have something that's scarce and it has high demand, the price increases. This is basic economics 101. So what I started to think about was the price of Bitcoin right now is 46,000. Right? It's a little more, but we'll just say 46,000. So 46,000 times 21 million is the amount of Bitcoin that remains, right? So that in itself is $966 billion. I just told you guys, BlackRock is waiting on the sidelines with $2 billion right now, ready to buy in here. If we say that the crypto industry is literally about to like 12x, 50x, where they're talking about $16 trillion by 2025, by 2030, right? You're starting to see these articles on your own. This is not us talking. This is articles that are out right now that are being released for you guys to see. The derivatives market is 1.2 quadrillion. And we're talking about companies like Ripple joining the ISDA. So now they're a part of the derivatives movement. So even to just get 1% of that is going to catapult the price of some of these digital assets that we have in the 1%. So when you start to see stuff like that, think about this. How much money and how many players does it take for them to come up with 966 billion. That shit can be done with a couple players. It don't take a whole lot of money. This will buy up all the Bitcoin remaining, period. What do you do if you buy all the Bitcoin that's remaining and it all belongs to institutions? It won't matter if they manipulate it and run the price up. It won't matter because most people don't have a ton of Bitcoin. These institutions are coming in here buying thousands of Bitcoin, right? They're playing with a different type of bag. So even right now, for the price of Bitcoin to go to 100,000 or 200,000, that's nothing. It's already 40, so it's already at 46,000. You ain't doing nothing but 2xing your money. So now do y'all grasp what I'm saying? Do you understand if you buy a whole Bitcoin right now at $46,000 and it goes to 100,000, you only made $54,000. Whereas opposed to in percentage wise, you only doubled your money, right? You got your initial back and you doubled it. That's it. Now think about coins right now that are being suppressed, that solve real world problems, that have partnerships with governments, financial institutions, right? The central banks all across the world. Whatever 3-letter agency you can think of, 9 times out of 10, they're either working with it or working with their technology because they solve real world problems. The world is about to have a liquidity crunch. That liquidity crunch is going to be solved by digital currencies, crypto, the future of finance. This is what you guys are here for. So those projects that are in the 1%, these projects, 50 cents, $1, 30 cents, 15 cents, 13 cents. And you don't think these coins itself aren't going to 10x, 50x, 100x, 1,000x? You see it with meme coins that do absolutely nothing. And you know how it's able to do that? Because people just literally throw money at these projects because they want to double and triple up their money. That's it. They're community coins, meme coins, just like Doge was. That's it. But these coins right here, globally, have high demand. They solve real world problems, and they are very vital for this digital revolution that's coming. So I'm telling you, if you don't hear nothing else that we ever tell y'all, do not miss the opportunity to invest and get your money into assets that are going to be poised to take off. You are warned. You are warned. You are warned. I'm not going to say it again. I'm not pushing an envelope. I'm just telling you. I've been in here since 2015. I've never been more excited for crypto and for anybody else to join crypto than I am today. The reason being is because this is the first time we've ever had institutions be able to come in here into this spot and invest with us. And I got a whole community right here listening to me talk about cryptocurrency. And you guys have the opportunity to invest and put your money into these markets before these institutions come in here and drive the price to astronomical places. And your window of opportunity is closing. Because once these guys come in here and they start buying up everything, you missed your shot. So when they say the train has left the station, this is what they're referring to. They leveled the playing field so that it wasn't just the institutions that was able to come in and buy this stuff. Everybody here, right now, you have the opportunity of your life to invest in these projects, stack your bags, secure them, putting them on cold storage wallets, keeping them off of these centralized exchanges, and securing that bag. Because when these shits take off, my goodness, I'm telling you, literally my skin is crawling right now. I'm super excited. And there's tons of projects that we have. I just gave you guys a whole list of real world assets and tokenized projects. You understand? Just one of the projects that we gave you is at 50 cent right now. It's at 55 cent right now. It's literally going to solve the liquidity problem that's going on around the world. It's going to enable you to move money or anything of value from point A to point B in less than 3 seconds. I'm talking about micro fragments, micro fractions of a penny, right? We're talking about billions and trillions of dollars that's able to move. The more these institutions and these countries and governments begin to transact on these ledgers, they're going to see how much money that they're able to save. When they're able to save money, don't you think they're going to use it even more? What is that? That's demand. So when you raise the demand and you have a product and an asset that you can invest in that's 50 cents right now, that's been super suppressed, and it's always the last to do what it do. XRP went from 6 thousandths of a penny all the way up to $3.86. That is still a higher percentage of gains than Bitcoin, going all the way from what it started at to 20,000 to 40,000. Because people are only equating these thousands of dollars with, oh yeah, that's where I want to put my money at. Not realizing that is nothing but a psyop. I'm super excited that today the ETFs got approved, but at the end of the day, it changes nothing for me. What it does is going to make me go even harder with stacking my bags, because now I know the institutions are here. They've arrived. So officially, if nobody put the flame to your ass or under your feet, that's my job today. And I hope y'all catching what I'm giving. Because I'm telling you, once these guys come in and they buy whatever they want to buy up, it's over. You won't be able to buy at these prices. You are going to be hurt when you see these joints go $10, $5, $50, $100, $1,000, right? This ain't financial advice. I'm just telling you what I know. And I've been here for a long time. I've waited for a long time. I've lost a lot of money making moves that I didn't need to make, right? But I was making them for the pursuit of what I thought was right. Then I started to realize you're chasing green candles, right? You're getting into Deegan plays. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But we took all of those losses, right? Even before I even met Steve, I was taking super losses. And I realized those losses wasn't for me to just be like, damn, I lost money, right? Money can be replaced. It's the knowledge and the experience and the expertise that you gain from when you take a L and you learn the lesson from it, and you could teach somebody else not to make that same mistake. You're empowering a whole nation of people to come in, make their money, operate safely, and they're not out here blindly, just moving and doing what they do. I'm telling you, family members, anything that anybody that's in your way right now, get them out your way. 2024, this is it. This is go time. Because I'm telling you, $2 billion coming into a space, this is nuts. This is insane. The volume right now is nuts right now. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I still got the screenshot pulled up. I think I closed it. But anybody can see this. If you go into CoinMarketCap and you pull up Bitcoin, look at the 24-hour volume. Just on the strength of this ETF today and yesterday, things supposed to be approved. And the trading hasn't even truly begun yet. Everybody was waiting for this moment. Now that it's official, it's on the website, it's done. It's go time. So I'm super, super excited. I hope everybody been packing their bags. I hope everybody gets in the 1%, because I'm not playing. We're going to disappear. Once it's really, really go time, we're gonna disappear. But we all gonna be building ecosystems and things that everybody else is gonna need so that we all have our own arena to navigate and operate in. And everybody else who missed the bus, they gonna come to you for knowledge. They gonna come to you for info. Yo, you can put me on. Yo, how I do this, how I transact, how I buy this. They coming to you. Everybody who didn't hear you when you told them to get into crypto, they're coming to you. That's a promise. I know that for a fact. They're coming to you for info. How do I do this? What's the cold storage? Where do I buy this at? They coming right to you. And it's up to y'all if y'all want to help them or not. You know what I mean? I don't got that vengeful heart. You know what I mean? It's still a part of me. I still feel like I'm gonna help somebody. You know what I mean? I still feel like I'm a kind of be there, but I might have to rub it in their face just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just because I told you years ago, you had this opportunity years ago. So it's really up to y'all how y'all decide to move. But listen, I'm not gonna overtalk this. What I'm about to do right now is I'm about to go kick it with my family. I'm about to enjoy myself and celebrate because I know what my plan is right now going forward. This is go time for me. This is super go time for me. So I truly hope it is for y'all. I hope y'all got your minds right. I just dropped the link again for those of you who wanted to get into 1%. Listen, it's $1,000. We discounted it super, super high so that everybody could get into it. Discount code is ETF. It's in the chat. It's for the first 10 people. There's a couple people who's been making purchases. I'm getting the notifications right now. So slots are limited. Let's go. You know what I mean? It's time, y'all. It's time. I love y'all. Greatly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for .Connect Wednesdays, episode 42. We just made history, y'all. Let's get it.